Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the eclipse that's happening on April 8th. This is in Aries, and we are going to see what is going on for you. You have this Truth Be Told card. Of course you do. And this No Place Like Home card. So definitely this is a time of truths where there could be some truths coming out, of course, which we see all over the place. So that doesn't really surprise me at all. And, this is happening in your opposite sign as well. So, there could be some truths that are being revealed. You could also just be revealing your own truth, like living the life that you truly desire or, doing more of the things that you desire to do. And, of course, that would be a good thing. The funny thing is, here, Libra, I was just about to say, I always say this to Leo, and you have the strength card right here. So some of you could be dealing with a Leo, or you could have Leo in your chart, and that could be why, it's kind of funny because it was like popping into my head something about Leo. So if you're like a Leo rising, or, if you have Leo in your chart or something like that, somewhere important, or a bunch of planets in Leo, then you definitely could be feeling this kind of like truth thing a little bit more than everyone else. But again, the truth is more, this truth is more about your own inner truth, or kind of like the things that you feel are true for you. Everybody's had the Tower again, so yeah. Wouldn't surprise me if there was some sort of global tower moment or something like that. Wouldn't even worry about it. You have the Eight of Wands. You have the Eight of Wands is about quick success or quick movement. Anything you can do to move quickly is what I'm getting on things, I think would be a really good idea. I kind of feel like some of you are working on something, and like the weird message I'm getting here, Libra, is that it's never going to be ready, right? So it's like sometimes we just have to do something, right? Sometimes we just have to get things moving, and we have to just kind of start somewhere, and that's what I'm getting here with the Eight of Wands. Like if you're thinking about launching a project, or, moving, or starting a business, or going and looking for a new job, I feel this is kind of like saying the time is now. And the other thing about the Eight of Wands that I will say is that the Eight of Wands says you will be successful quickly. Like it's not going to happen overnight, but, relatively quickly, things will come together with the Eight of Wands. I also feel something about communication here, where I feel it's super important that the people or the situations that you communicate with, that you are very, very clear with your words. And again, it is a Mercury retrograde as well. So, I would make sure that you are being very clear at this time. You have the Four of Swords. Everybody's had the Four of Swords. Again, this is your crossing energy, and the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. In this case, it's a Mercury retrograde. So anything you can do to rest, relax, recover, heal, all those things are going to be very, very good for you. It's a time of healing when we have Mercury retrogrades. Mercury retrogrades are just great for recovery. They're great for, healing yourself, taking time for yourself, meditating, all that other good stuff, right? And the thing about the Four of Swords is that there's a person right here who's blessing another person in that stained glass window. And it kind of says that there could be blessings coming in for you based off of you, based off of you actually resting and relaxing, not like trying to force things to happen, right? Next, in the area of your thoughts, you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands, of course, can be a card of marriage. So some of you could be thinking about like a person that you want to marry, or you could be hoping to get married at some point in the future. It doesn't have to be today, obviously. This could be something that happens in the future. So you could be hoping for a connection with the Four of Wands. I also feel that some of you are very focused on freedom. It does seem to me like people could be just noticing restrictions in their life, let's put it that way, right? And I think people could be looking at those restrictions and saying, hey, this is not my truth. This restriction, this thing that is holding me back, this idea, this whatever, is not my truth. I'm going to set myself free from this, and I'm going to open up to new opportunities, or I'm going to open up to new situations. So again, I think this is a good thing. I kind of feel like your mind is on you setting yourself free from, pretty much anything that causes too much friction, or that makes you feel stuck in life. And it could be anything. In the area of your foundation, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Kind of funny enough, I feel that the Wheel of Fortune is just saying that it's time. I think it's just saying like, hey, Libra, the time is right for you to make these changes. The time is right for you to make to change your fortunes. I always say that. I love the Wheel of Fortune, but I think that sometimes people make it seem a little bit better than it actually is. Like, it's a good card, don't get me wrong, but the Wheel of Fortune requires action. It's something, the Wheel of Fortune is something that you have to do. The Wheel of Fortune, we have to watch our vibration. That's like one of the first rules. The second rule is that the first rule really is that we have to live at the center of the wheel here. And to live at the center of the wheel when good things happen in our life, we need to double down on those things. We need to expand the wins, right? And when bad things happen, we need to take care of them very, very quickly instead of hiding or, running away like most people do, right? We have to make sure that we're paying attention to the good stuff and we're doubling down on the good stuff instead of, avoiding it or not taking care of things that we know we need to take care of. And if you do that, you're living at the center of the wheel. We can also educate ourselves. We are in a time of education. I believe anything you can do for self-education would be extremely beneficial for you, Libra. I keep telling people, I literally, I fell on my head when I was 10 years old, and, I think people don't realize, I cannot learn. And, and I was already dyslexic as a kid and all these other issues. So, again, it's hard for me to read. Most of the time I read, I don't read. I listen to audiobooks, right? And, but what I would say is the one thing that's changed my life the most is, I listen to books. I pick one thing that I'm going to implement in my life from a book, whether I agree with it or not, and I try it and I see what happens, and totally changed my life. So, I think that's an easy way to implement the Wheel of Fortune into your life. You have the world in your past. The world in the past, the past position is what you're moving past. And this basically just says that you're having a new beginning, because in the major arcana, we go from the Fool to the world, and then we start all over again as a Fool. So I feel that really this is saying that you've kind of completed cycles in your life and you're just moving on to the next cycle. You have also in the past, you have this fox spirit says think on your feet. You have this armadillo spirit says set healthy boundaries. I think these are things that you've learned how to do. You've learned how to set healthy boundaries. I also feel that you've learned how to think on your feet very quickly. And, again, this could be another thing that is going to lead to a lot of success for you here, Libra. So I see a lot of growth and abundance coming in for you. Because you've learned how to think on your feet, or because you've learned how to, progress in some way. And that's what I feel like is going on here with these two cards. So that looks good. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have the Strength card. The Strength card says that you have developed a lot of strength. You have been working on yourself for a long time. Maybe some of you have been forced to, sometimes we get forced into, working on ourselves, or we get forced into making changes in our life. And I do feel that could be the case for some of you. There's something about Leo here as well. For some of you, there could be a Leo, or there could be a fixed sign coming in for you if you want love. So Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or a Leo with the World card and the Wheel of Fortune here. It could also be a Sag or a Capricorn as well. But, I'm getting something about Leo energy or embracing Leo energy as well. I feel for some of you that, it's there's a saying, real lions like to hunt. And, I feel that for some of you, it's saying, do you have something to do? Do you have something that is your purpose, right? Do you have something that you like to do every single day? Or do you have something that you can do effectively every single day? And I feel like some of you, the answer is no, then I would encourage you to find something and start small, right? There's no reason to start big. But you have this Merry Motive card and this Great Big Love card. The Merry Motive literally just says that you have something that makes you happy, that motivates you to success. So, I kind of feel that for some of you, even this Great Big Love card, while it could be talking about love, I feel it's talking about doing something that you love, finding that, quote unquote purpose. I don't really feel, we have this purpose necessarily on Earth. I think people put too much pressure on themselves to find a purpose. And I also feel that it's clouded by, the idea of purpose is clouded by the modern world. I think that for most people, it's your purpose is not necessarily to become a lawyer, for example, right? That might be part of it, but is that really most people's purpose? Now don't get me wrong. There are some people who are clearly born to be lawyers, right? They can handle it. They can handle the boring stuff and, all that other stuff. But for the most part, it's maybe your purpose is to play with ants all day. And, if that's truly your passion, there are ways that you can make that successful. Go look at the Ants Canada channel, right? And, he has a channel all about ants. So, again, if, someone like that can live their passion talking about ants, basically, and, has millions of subscribers, probably does very well, then, whatever your passion is, it can definitely be very successful. So, that's what I'll say here. Also, I do feel that there could be love coming in. Definitely, you always get fire with me, but again, could be any sign, general reading. In the area of your next few months, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, a card of teamwork. It's also a card of kind of showing off and showing the world what you're made of. It's a card of he is showing his work. He is showing what he has done right here to these people. He has completed his job to a high degree of accuracy as well. It's a card of quality work. And I feel that it's time to, reveal your truth in work. So some of you, if you do a good job in your work or your business or whatever you work on, you could be showing your work there. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Six of Swords. Wouldn't surprise me if this eclipse maybe brought people out of your life or even brought people into your life. It can totally go both ways. But the Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. And I feel for a lot of you, that's what you could be doing here with the Six of Swords, is you could be moving from one thing to another, and I feel that that will lead to a lot of success for you. I also feel that you are, if you are moving on from things, I feel like you are moving on to a lot of abundance. So I do see a lot of abundance coming in for you with the Six of Swords and a lot of success here. So I really like to see that. For the most part, I feel like this is just saying you're moving on to calmer shores. So that looks good. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Four of Pentacles. This is actually pretty good as well. Normally, I don't like the Four of Pentacles all that much, but the Four of Pentacles can represent a solid foundation. So for some of you, you could be kind of setting up a solid foundation, or you could be, working on your foundation with the Four of Pentacles, and obviously that would be a good thing as well. But I also feel like you could be improving your foundation with the Four of Pentacles. So, whatever it is, whatever your foundation is, I feel you could be working on it. And again, your outcome is the Tower. So the Tower, of course, let me just grab this real quick. The Tower, of course, can represent a Tower moment, but the Tower always gets reduced down to its foundation, and we always build it back bigger, better, and stronger. So I would not be too worried if you are experiencing a Tower moment right now. Literally right now, today is March 31st. This video will be out on April 1st, April Fool's Day of all days. But, again, if you're experiencing one right now before the eclipse, I wouldn't worry too much about it. The other thing is again, you probably won't have a Tower moment. Every single person has had the Tower recently. And so, it just wouldn't surprise me if there was some sort of global Tower moment or some sort of situation with the Tower card, just plain and simple. You have the Mystical Shaman card and this Hummingbird. The Hummingbird says you've been on a long journey and now you are getting your rewards. The Mystical Shaman, I feel, is saying that you have the ability to create your own reality at this time. And again, I think you're going to do it with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune energy, which is, doubling down on the good stuff and taking care of the bad stuff right away. Also, the Wheel of Fortune is about vibrations and education. But let's see. With the Eight of Wands and the Four of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. I kind of feel like you're very motivated. I don't know. I feel pretty good about this. I do like the Seven of Wands, personally. I think that it's a good card. It's a card of conviction, card of boundaries as well. But I also feel that, it's a card that says when you know that something is going to be successful, then you will be successful. And you have this Leo card here, the Strength card. And I was saying something about determination. Real lions like to hunt. It's almost like you are determined to do something, or you are more determined than ever to accomplish great things in your life. And so I feel there's something about accomplishment here, or there's something about you, trying to accomplish things or working on accomplishing something. With the Four of Wands, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is a card of conflict and competition. It is also a card of being conflicted. So especially when it comes up in the area of your thoughts, you could be conflicted about what actions to take in your life or what things to do with your life with that Four of Wands. Especially, you could be conflicted on what will set you free. You could also be interested in, I don't really see this as a love reading necessarily. We don't really see a ton of love in the reading. That doesn't mean you won't have it, by the way. It just means it's not showing up in this reading. But, again, you could be conflicted about whether or not you want to get married, or whether or not you want to have a connection with a person that could lead to marriage. So I feel a lot of you could be kind of having those thoughts or thinking about it. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, definitely time to get to work. The Eight of Pentacles is about mastering a craft, and whatever it is that you're hoping to do in your life, I would get to work. Even if you're retired, you could be working on, projects. You could be working on yourself. This right here, going to the Strength card is a card of personal development. It's a card of you kind of working on yourself or improving yourself in some way. So I feel a lot of you could be doing things to improve your life or to grow your finances, or whatever the case may be. And all these things will be good for you. Of course, Libra. I also feel it's time to work on the Wheel of Fortune type things. Like I said, doubling down on the good stuff. Taking care of the challenges right away. All that other stuff. With the World, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a card of kind of moving forward fearlessly in a new direction. This kind of says that you have picked a new direction because, again, you have the world in the past. And so I feel for a lot of you, you have already made up your mind to move in a new direction in life. And the world is really, there's really not much to say about it because like I said, I think that you have already made the decision to have a new beginning. You also have this truth be told card at the beginning, and there's like this, this owl's chest is opening up into a window. And so it's almost as if you already have decided to step into your truth. Like maybe there are parts of your life, it's not that parts of your life are a lie. It's more that, you have this idea or a vision for your life, and what you've been doing up until this point hasn't been getting you there. So, again, I don't think there's any lying going on here. I think it's more just saying your truth is coming out here. Are you kidding? With the strength card, you have the strength card. I told you. That's basically the universe saying I meant what I said. I was getting a very strong Leo energy here, and now you have Leo basically twice. You could be dealing with Leo, but again, I kind of feel this is more just a message for me as a reader to deliver to you, if that makes sense, where it's saying it would be a really good idea for you to have some sort of, something that you do. A daily routine, a purpose, and it could be something very, very small as well. It doesn't have to be like this big thing, but it said, like I said, real lions like to hunt. And what is hunting for you? What is the thing that you enjoy doing, or you could do, what is the thing that is natural to you? And even this great big love card, again, it's saying, what do you love? What do you love to do? What can you do endlessly? And I feel like that's what you need to kind of figure out. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, quick success coming in for you. I do feel that teamwork, teamwork makes the dream work this year, or really for the next 20 years. So anything you can do to work together with other people would be very beneficial with the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success, and it really says that, you working together with other people will lead to quick success. So I do feel like there is, quick success here. With the Six of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Every single reading I've done for you for the past 2 years, I'm pretty sure you've had the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe it's because a lot of your astrology and just readings in general, I've been talking about you improving your resources or working on improving your resources. I think that's a big theme for you, Libra. You really want to make sure that, I think that you as a person have a desire to create more freedom. And again, that could be financial freedom that you are trying to create here as well. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords and the Five of Cups. The Eight of Swords is about you setting yourself free from things that no longer serve you. The Five of Cups can represent regrets, but, I always say fives in the tarot have very easy solutions. He just needs to turn around and he'll see these two cups. When he does that, he'll get this bridge in the castle here. So it's not really a card that makes you feel like left out or anything, but it is a card that says you need to be grateful for what you have so you can get this bridge in the castle. There's definitely something new coming in for you here. There are definitely improvements coming in for you, I see. With the Tower, you have the Magician. The Magician says you are manifesting a new reality. Sometimes when you manifest a new reality, your old one has to die, right? I get tons of comments all the time from people that say, like I'm trying to manifest something, but when I try to manifest it, my life goes to hell in a handbasket, basically. And I always say, well, yeah, that's pretty much what happens. If you're trying to manifest something great, it's like the old you has to die because obviously you don't, like if you want to manifest $100 million, for example, it's like the person that you are right now might not be an energetic match to $100 million. So it's like things have to die, things have to transform, things have to, fall apart for you to get to that point. The problem is most people resist it, right? Things start to fall apart and they go back to a comfort zone. They go back to their, $50,000 a year or whatever. And again, this is not a criticism. I'm just providing an example of, how this works. And so really we should just go with it. Whatever happens, whatever's falling apart, we just need to allow it. And I think the more we get into the flow, the faster we will manifest what we want. So, I've done it like several times in my life where things have just like completely fallen apart and, I'm living proof. So, there you go. Sometimes it's like you have to change as a person and sometimes that change is not comfortable. And I think that's maybe what has already happened for you, Libra, is that you have undergone these uncomfortable changes and now you're kind of just transforming into something else. Yeah, your card, this is the Sun in Libra. It's the Harmony card. I do feel you have a very strong craving for peace and harmony. We have another Libra eclipse at the end of the year as well, or closer to the end of the year, I should say. And we have one in Pisces, then the one after that is in Libra. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting to have two eclipses in your sign in a year. So I don't know. You'll have to let me know at the end of the year how you feel, right? But I do feel like you could be more attracting more peace and harmony. You have this patience card. Yeah, strength card twice. I feel like you have been very patient to to manifest the things that you want and desire. I also feel like it's taken you a long time to figure out your place in the world. You know, it's taken, maybe you feel like it's taken you a long time, or maybe you feel like it's taken you longer than other people, but you're definitely getting there. You have this Enterprise card. Yes, something that you will love. I'm telling you right now, you have that Merry Motive card and that Great Big Love card. There's no doubt about it. There could be love. I think it is a good time for love as well, just so you know. But I really feel this is talking about something that you will love. You are going to love what happens to you, if you move towards your purpose, or if you embrace this big heart here. But the big heart is something that you actually want to do. Again, it's like lawyer or playing with worms or ants or whatever, right? There's something that you actually want to do. And again, I think our earthly selves judge the things that we actually want to do. And we're like, there's no way I can make a bunch of money doing, playing with ants. But there's a guy who does it. So, there you go. I think it's time to get started on like a dream or crazy dream here. You have this innovation card. Yeah, we are in an innovative time, and I encourage everyone to like experiment, try new things, do crazy things. You never know what might work, what might not work, but you have to experiment. You have this companionship card. The companionship card is a card of love, of course, so there definitely could be a true companion coming in for you. I'm wondering if you meet a person and you just start as friends first, and then it kind of goes from there. So definitely could be attracting true love. But Libra, I think you are going to love what you discover here as far as your heart is concerned. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.